That's fine with me.
Alderman Dupree? Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Aye. Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree. Aye. Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. All right, moving on down. Number 3, the claims docket. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
make a motion to approve the claims docket. General Fund, $245,240.57. The Library Fund, $12,038.16. The Economic Development Fund, $5,805.97. The Utility Fund, $204,165.25, for a total docket of $467,249.95.
We have a motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second by Alderman Johnson. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young. Aye. Alderman Dupree. Aye. Alderman Johnson. Alderman Bostic.
Nay.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Aye. Alderman Klein.
Aye. Motion carries 6 in favor, 1 opposed. All right, we're down to number 4, presentations and special guests. And right off the bat, we have some really special guests, the Horn Lake Fire Department for their annual awards recognition. Chief Limble, I turn the floor over to you, sir. Yes, sir.
Stand here, I hate to turn my back to all of them and then y'all too, but I'll try to stand here and kind of go over this as quick as I can. Horn Lake Fire Department, last year the fire department answered 1,597 calls for emergencies for the fire department. The EMS crew answered 3,526. So as you can see, our ambulance crews, they stay busy. We average anywhere from 10 to 18 calls per day. Some days is 10, some 20, but average somewhere around 15 calls per day. And every year, it's not that I'm picking any certain people, because every one of them is needed. It takes every one of them to do their job, and I don't know how they do their job every day, because it's like when they get through one thing, they're somewhere else. The next minute, they're somewhere else. And it's the same with the police department. I know they constantly go, 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 and it's not a whole lot of slowdown time. And if they do have a few minutes of slack, then that's when something else happens somewhere else. So on behalf of that, what we actually do is each battalion chief makes a nomination in their staff of a recommendation in these categories. And then once we get 3 names on there, we go through all that and try to get it down to 2 names in each category. And then all the firemen vote on that, just like they vote for aldermen and mayors. And whoever gets that top notch, they get it. But it's usually pretty close. It's never but 1 or 2 votes to pull them into the wind. But they all deserve, first of all, before we go, a round of applause for what they do every day. But there's always a few that stand out, and we just try to recognize those tonight. For Lieutenant of the Year, it goes to a young man that he stepped up. He has, we have to tell him we can't pay for any more schools, but he keeps wanting to go. He finds them himself, and then we still keep saying it's a budget money thing, but he will sometimes go on his own. He takes the incentive to do extra stuff, and he did jump out, and he was basically a new lieutenant, but he took over the new truck company, Truck 3, when it came along. He was kind of new to it, but he has really and truthfully put a lot of heart in it. I see what he's done. He tries to make it better. He tries to make the crews and the whole department shine with his enthusiasm and his go-to, get this done, or go to class to get this. And he's even transitioned to a lot of other lieutenants and drivers to go to these classes. So he's pulling a lot of people into classes, and he's getting them to want to go, not because they need to go, they're wanting to go. It goes to Lieutenant Jeremy Powell. Thank you. Step over here. We're going to keep you up here a minute. He is a lieutenant on C Shift Truck 3, Station 3. The next one is our Driver of the Year. This one's kind of hard to talk about because he's been here about 11 and a half years, but that's counting both times. This last time, he's only been here a year and a half. He thought he wanted to be a policeman, so he left us, and the board let him go to be a policeman. Then the board let him come back and be a fireman when he decided he couldn't be a policeman. And when he came back, he totally has really changed the outlook on everything he's done. He's really put the effort to shine the light, teach the co-workers, give them tasks. He's tried to accomplish new goals, trying to get into classes. Last week, he just finished fire officer. So, you know, he's really pushing himself to get there, okay? He'll soon be a lieutenant, and I hope it's with the Horn Lake Fire Department because I know he's grown a lot. He may not see it, but I've seen a lot of growing in the last year and a half when we took him back the second time because we kind of challenged him to do better. And he has really picked up the goal, and that's Clay Willingham, Driver of the Year. You turned the light on, didn't you? All right. Our Firefighter of the Year, he's kind of one of those that he's been here 2.5 years. He did come from another fire department when he came here from Selmer, Tennessee. There he was a firefighter. He's been here 2.5 years, but the whole time he's been here, he's pretty much put himself through school. EMT school, finished that. Then he went on in paramedic school, finished that in January. So I have to give him a really good pat on the back for all the things he's accomplished in 2.5 years just with Horn Lake. But he has strived to get better, learn more. He's very loyal to the department. He's at work on time. He never has a problem. He's always on time, and he always wants to do better and learn more. So our Firefighter of the Year, or you can say Firefighter Paramedic of the Year, is Dustin Lowrance. Thank you. So Paramedic of the Year, we hired this young lady in, and she was an EMT driver. She's been here right at 3 years. She was an EMT driver for the ambulance. The whole time she's been here, she was in school. She's been a paramedic now for 1.5 years. Some days she's at work and I can't find her because I don't hear her talking. She is probably the quietest one at the firehouse. She never wants to be seen or heard, but when the call comes, she's always there. I have not had one complaint with patient care. I don't even know, she may not even talk to them when she gets there. But she is very loyal to the department. She really comes to work on time. She does her best when she's there. I don't think anybody in the department's had one crossword or anything that I know of from her, and that is Amanda Alberson, Paramedic of the Year. You do get to give a speech. You going to speak now?
I think I'll pass. I'll
Okay.
pass it on to you. Thank you. Thank you.
We do have some years served time, and I guess when you say how long they've been here, I have a 20-year ward, but she could not be here tonight, and that is our admin assistant, Christy Pounders. She's been with the city of Horn Lake for 20 years. This year just got 20 years in, but she's not going to be here tonight. But I do want to mention her name. She said she couldn't be here. Her husband had to do something with the sheriff's department, and she had to have kids. She wasn't coming with them. So Christy Pounder has 20 years with the city of Horn Lake, and most all of them has been at the fire department. She had a few years in the administration side or utilities. I think that's where she got hired in at. I have a 10-year plaque going to 3 different lieutenants. They've been with the city 10 years. Some of them do have other time with other departments, but Troy Vest, 10 years. Thank you. Thank you for your service. And then our other 10-year plaque goes to Shane Headley, Lieutenant on A shift. And Troy, he's on B shift, Lieutenant. Shane, thank you. And we have one other one, but he is at the Fire Academy doing engine ops.
Yes, sir.
So it is Lieutenant Mike Millette. He's had 10 years also, but he's at the Fire Academy. He'd rather go to school than get an award, so have to give him that for him. So, saying that, they've all done outstanding work, and I don't know what we would do without them. I do want to recognize 2 other ones tonight. They just come back from the Fire Academy. I have 2 more at the Fire Academy this time, and they started there on week 2 this week, right? Yes, sir. So they got, as I tell people when we hire these young men, the city gives them a 7-week all-exclusive paid vacation. We just pick their destination. And they get to go to the Fire Academy and spend 7 weeks there. And they do come back, I think, with a different outlook. So the last 2 was in class 213. And what really makes it bad, I went to this graduation, is they come down, this is class 213. My class was 32. And I got to thinking, you know how many classes that was? You know, it's 181 classes they've done since I come through those doors. So I do want to mention Cameron Price. And I would like to mention Isaac Huggins. I don't know if he's here tonight. He didn't get to make it tonight. He happens to be off, and there's no telling what he's doing. But anyway, those 2 did just finish the Fire Academy for their 7 weeks. They graduated on February the 20th. And I think you had your first house fire Sunday night.
Woo, go Cameron.
As bad as we have to say it, we hate for anybody to lose a house or have a fire, but I do want to thank each and every Horn Lake firefighter for everything they do and the EMS world. The ambulances go nonstop, just like I said, I guess we can check with the police department, the dispatchers. It takes all of them to keep this rolling, but they get call after call after call, and sometimes they on a call, they leave one call and go to another one. Sometimes they don't get through with that one and they have to clear to go to another one, but they do make this managed. We haven't had to call any mutual aid in a long time for Horn Lake. We've always been able to handle it with what we got. But it does take 3 shifts. We have 22 on shift every day with all 3 fire stations, and they just make it work. And like I say, running 3 ambulances, 3 engine companies, and a truck company every day. So I do think Horn Lake's grown a lot. And I thank each and every one of them and every one of those out there in that audience and the ones at home for everything they do. Some of them do live a little bit outside of the area. They have a little water to drive, but they do make it to work on time. And they do their job. Again, from my heart to y'all, I thank you. That's it, Mayor. I do need to get a picture with the mayor. Huh? I need to get a picture with you and them.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if you were gonna.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jim. Chief Linville forgot one award, and this is for him. As you know, June the 30th will be the last day for Chief Linville as fire chief and fireman for Horn Lake, Mississippi. 31 years of serving us, the citizens. He was an outstanding fireman. He's an outstanding chief. He is dedicated to the city and to the citizens. And on top of that, he is a true gentleman, a professional and a gentleman in every way. And we're certainly going to miss him and his leadership, but he has developed a well-functioning, well-trained fire department to serve each and every one of you. All of y'all deserve an award. Congratulations to those who did.
This is beautiful, and I have to say thank you, Mayor. I don't think I deserve it. I think it's each and every one of them that do it every day. Like I said, I couldn't do anything without them, and they're the ones that take the call after call after call. And I listen, and sometimes I can keep up with them, but most of the time I lose track, and I have to call the battalion chief and find out where this one is and that one is. And then he has to do some researching also, because he lost track. So it's very hard to keep up with wherever they go, day after day and minute after minute. So, like I said, at the firehouse, after a while, you know, the tones goes off. You don't even pay attention no more. They go off so much. You just have to say, where's this one for? But they know where they're going. They answer the call. They're there. And whether it's a wreck or whether it's a house fire or whether it's a medical call, they're there. They take care of it. I hardly ever get any complaints. And that's all I can say. We have one of the best fire departments in DeSoto County, and that's the way I look at it. It ain't me, it's them. They do it. Thank you, Mayor. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thought that was my go home breath. I'm gonna sit down.
We're going to miss Chief Linville, but he has provided for excellent department and replacements to take his place. We wish him the best, I assure you. All right, letter B, Ms. Wendy Smith with DECA from Horn Lake High School. Hey, Ms. Wendy.
But thank y'all for all y'all do. As y'all know, I'm Wendy Smith. I'm the work-based learning teacher and DECA advisor at Horn Lake High School. And we got to go to nationals last year in California because of you helping us get there. I had 12 students that went last year, and out of the 12, 4 placed in the top 30%. out of thousands of students, which is really great. So we represented Horn Lake well last year. And so we have the opportunity to do that again this year. I have 4 that have qualified to go to DECA Nationals in Orlando, Florida this year. And so I am asking from the bottom of my heart to help us get there, because, you know, things are very expensive and it takes a lot of money these days. And so if y'all can find it in your hearts to help us, we would greatly appreciate it. Because when we go to nationals, we're not only representing Horn Lake High School or me or Mr. Tungett, we're representing you guys as well. And so it just gives these students a great opportunity to just see a different part of the world, you know. Even though we're going to Orlando, some of these students may never get out of our little area, and so they get to learn how to travel, and they have to go take 100-question multiple choice tests and then do a role play. So it's very academic. And so they're in the process of studying now, getting ready for it. And to even get to nationals, they've taken 200-question tests and done 2 different role plays and had to place in the top 3 at state when we went to Vicksburg. So they have earned this, and I would appreciate it if y'all could help us get there. So thank you for allowing me to speak to you today, and thank you for everything y'all do for Horn Lake and for Horn Lake High School. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do, Miss Wendy.
Well,
And the students have worked so hard.
yes.
What is this trip gonna cost?
It's gonna cost around $6,000.
How much money have the students raised?
Well, we start raising money when school starts. We sell chicken biscuits, and so we don't make a lot of money from that. So we're just trying to get what we can, so.
Well, I mean, do you have a rough idea of how much they've raised?
Probably, at this point, we've raised probably $1,000, but we've spent some of that going to district and to state. So we probably have $700, give or take, in the tech account.
Well, I know it's hard to raise money.
It is very hard, especially when we're up against athletics and everything else, so.
I don't know if you're aware, the board adopted a policy when you're gonna request funds to fill out a form.
I did.
I don't seem to have it in here. I've
I
overlooked it.
mailed it in a few months ago. So if I need to send it again, I can. I saved a
I don't
copy.
know where it went. Does anybody, who did you
emailed
send it to?
I emailed it to, I can't think of her name because she's the one that sent the packet to me.
Is Miss Julie Valsama.
And she is out sick.
Okay. I can send it again. Who do I need to send it to? You,
Mr.
okay,
Robinson.
I will.
I hate for you to make this run down here, but the board requires this.
Right, I understand. So I sent it back in November, so I mailed it. But I can email it to you. Do you want
Miss
me to-
Julie was here then, but she's been out
So,
a lot since then. She's
Right.
getting better, but she's
well,
been out a lot.
good. Okay,
So I sincerely apologize to you for the inconvenience, but if you could do that, I think the board would really appreciate it.
okay, I will get that to him tomorrow then, if
Right.
that's okay.
Mayor,
Alderman Klein,
yes, Ms. Smith, could you tell us a little about DECA and what y'all do?
Okay, so DECA is an organization of marketing students, and they pick a category and different business things. So like apparel and accessories is we have a first place winner in that. So they take like a marketing test with marketing terms, and then their role play consists of a problem, and they have to solve that problem. And they may be the manager of a store that has to solve a problem with a difficult customer. And so they go before the judge and solve that problem. And then the judge evaluates them, and then their test score is averaged with that evaluation score, and that's how they get their winning score, so.
Well, this organization, I mean, from what I gather, it's perfect for us raising money. I mean, that's kind of, you're in a business.
Right,
business
right,
level.
right.
And one of the things that we're trying to head with, any organization that comes in here, that we'll do a matching funds up to a certain amount. And so, say you're wanting 6,000, then we'd like you to come in and say, you've raised 3, and we'll give you the other 3. You know,
Right.
that's the ideal situation.
Right, I can raise that kind of money over a long period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
And the problem is, like, we just found out, we went the end of February to state, and that's how we find out if anybody has made it to nationals, and so and we have a small amount of time to get all our ducks in a row to get to nationals. So between February and all the deadlines are in March to get there, so that's why I'm here.
It does cut y'all kind of short on time.
It very short, so. Any other questions?
Alderman Johnson.
Ms. Smith, thank you for what you do for our future leaders. That certainly means a lot for our city. You said, or I believe you said, that you have 4 qualifying students this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have 12 the last time?
I did, and so you just never know it, because the students have to study. So they get out of it what they put into it, and we practice with them. And so sometimes we have a large number go, and sometimes we don't. It just depends on how much they put into it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Alderman Geis.
How much did we donate last year?
5,000.
5,000. How much are you looking for this year?
5,000.
Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
I feel bad asking for that much money, but
Things are more expensive this year than last year. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any other questions?
Anyone else? Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
And thank
thank
you for
you.
being patient with us, too.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, letter C, Ms. Zambroni, Palmer House. Anyone here for Palmer House? Palmer Home? Well, all right, we'll go down to new business. Letter A, do we have a motion? All right, we're on number 5, new business. A, do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Alderman,
make a motion to approve the pay application number 8 in the amount of $279,336.10 to Murphy and Sons, Inc. for the Animal Shelter Construction Project.
we have a motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Bledsoe. Is there any discussion? Was this for the paving? Is that what?
It's for everything that
Everything.
they've done in this term. We did add the paving that they just did Friday, which added about $50,000 to it.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree. Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. All right, we're going to go back to the consent agenda, pick up letter V, the adoption of a resolution approving revised water and sewer rate table.
Yes, Mayor, I just wanted some clarification that's, since it's a revise of charges, on the table. So if we got someone here that can just kind of get us up to
I mean, I
speed.
can touch on it, and Mr. Stephen can. The chart that emailed out and then that's in your packet, Rodney was going over this, and originally, it was charted for 750 gallons as the base, and he's requesting to go to 1,000 gallons. And it actually works out better for the residents because, they get more gallons for that base price. But if I'm explaining it wrong, Mr. Stephen he understands
No,
it
you're
much
getting
better.
it right. It's basically, because of the new gallon system and how it's calculated. It's just, we had to make that change because it wouldn't calculate 750 gallons. It calculates in 1,000 gallons. So, what they'll get their base rate, what they pay for like 4,500 gallons at, I think it's $14.41. And then each additional 1,000 gallons will be billed at $4. I think it's $4.01 or something like that.
Yes, $4.01.
Yeah, and so it just, that's just they'll actually be getting they'll get 250 more gallons to deal with before they go over to the next 1,000 gallons.
Thank you.
Is that, I get it?
Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
Thank y'all. Thank everybody. We're going away from cubic feet, which is very confusing, over to gallons, so you'll be able to easier read your meter right there. Anyone else on the board have any questions or anything about that? All right, we'll need a motion to approve it then.
Mayor,
Alderman Bostic.
make a motion to approve the request adoption of the resolution approving revised water and sewer rate table.
We have a motion by Alderman Bostic. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Bledsoe. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree. Aye. Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. All right, we're down to citizens' remarks. I think most of y'all are aware, but in case someone's not, these are limited to 3 minutes. And we do not ask the board to make a decision during this time, because a lot of times, the issues you bring up, they don't have any background to it. It's not fair to ask them to make a vote with no opportunity to research the problem or the issue. Ms. Carter, come on, Ms. Kirby. Thank you, ma'am. You know the drill, Ms. Carter, 3 minutes. Hi.
Hey, how are y'all? Real quick, before I do this, Chief, Amanda does talk. Amanda saved my mom's life on Christmas Eve. My mom went unresponsive, and literally the physicians at Baptist DeSoto said had they not acted as quickly as they did, she would not be here today. So,
Fire department?
absolutely, yes. So kudos to Amanda. She's amazing.
I said she's a great medic, but sometimes
And she
we have
talks.
to make her talk.
She talks.
She only talks when she has to.
Is she doing okay?
She is, yes, sir. She's fully recovered now. But yes, quick acting from them. I just wanted to come and bring something before the board real quick. I talked to Mr. Andrew about it. But if maybe somebody can take a look in the new gas station that's going in at Nail Road and Horn Lake Road. It's all still dirt. It's a mess. I've heard Alderman Bledsoe mention something about the drain and all that stuff over there before. But Mr. Joe Heeman that lives at 6113 Kensington, his home is being flooded because of this new development. It is raised, and so now when it rains or anything back there, it drains right back into his backyard. He can't let his little dog out because the water floods. The neighbors talk about a nuisance. He's even installed a type of drain to pull the water out. And you can just see it flood in the street, the water just pouring out from what is draining back from this business. I told him I would come tonight if he wasn't able to get off work in time. But we really need to take a look at that if we can, because I told he and his wife, that's not what the board intends to do when we approve new businesses and things like that, is not to be a nuisance to the citizens. But he's literally had to replace expensive tools in his garage. It has ruined the floors and different things in his home. And then when he's draining the water during the cold temperatures, which we don't have to worry about that now, but it's making a whole, just a lake of ice all up and down the street. So if there's any way we can maybe take a look at it. He says he tries to watch what washes out so it doesn't mess up the flood drain at the end of the street, but it's been a really big nuisance for him. And I told him I would just bring it up to see what we could do. And I did show Mr. Andrews some pictures of that drain to give him a better picture.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Ms. Carter? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Box, would you check into that this week? And
Yes,
you
sir.
might need to check with Mr. Malavasi also.
Yes, sir. I'll check with Andrew and all that with the inspection.
Yes, sir.
Because they may need to, they either may not be finished with something, or they may, or
It's
something
still,
of that nature.
it's still under construction. I do have a meeting with the developer tomorrow. Tomorrow, just afternoon, we are gonna talk about possible revisions to the site plan and re-looking at the slope on the back side of that property. But, we're in that process right now. We're trying to see, what all the private company's engineers can do to change their site plan on that.
It might be a good idea to go by this gentleman's house and let him come out and show you.
Yes, sir.
It's all up and everything.
We'd be glad to do that as well. Yes, sir, we're meeting with the developer tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Bledsoe.
Mayor, that might be a stormwater issue too. Our stormwater people need to check into it, because I pass that ditch pretty regular, and it looks like it's filled up with mud, and the water, instead of going in the ditch, now it's going backwards. And I understand what she's saying, but it's a stormwater issue, I think, and our stormwater people can look into it too, because that's breaking the law.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that aspect as well, but
Look at it too.
yes, sir, we're just thinking if it's doing it now, we have the ability to get the dirt shifted before all the grass gets put in. All the grass gets put in and the pavement gets put in. So we're thinking it's more of a site plan change that's gonna be required on the slopes.
Well, they ain't kept up with their bargain on stormwater, because it's been going on for a long time, and that's not my ward, but I'm saying it should be taken care of.
Definitely. We have a stormwater gentleman. Alderman Dupree.
Mr. Andrew, how long will it take for these, after we have this meeting tomorrow, for them to take action? Is there something that temporarily could be put up to stop that water from coming down until they, re-landscape the ground?
We can try that, but I haven't been on site during a rain event to see it go into, it's going in their backyards basically, and so it's not like we can stand on the road and watch the rain event. So about the volume of that, I don't know if we can divert it with, say some barriers, but that's something we're gonna look into.
I would think sooner the better to help the folks out.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? All right. That's the only one I have. Oh, I didn't see that. Ms. Silvers. Looking at a separate page for each one. I messed up. I was
How are
looking for
you?
a separate page for each one. They're all on one.
I'm sorry, what?
I messed up.
Oh, it's okay. I forgive you.
Thank you.
All right, Mayor, I'm not gonna harp on you tonight. I know you think I've been ugly lately. I'm not gonna be ugly tonight.
Is the ceiling gonna fall in on?
I know. We've seen some movement about our little gripe lately, and we appreciate it. And I did have a question about code enforcement, because I heard that they report differently now or something. I don't know if you can address this, but do they have authority yet to go into anybody's yard? Or we see them driving by all the time, but has anybody actually looked to see what progress was made? And the reason I asked that was the recent court case came and went, and what was said was a little improvement's better than nothing, but
That's not it.
it's very
I
little.
mean, I understand what you said, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be satisfied with that either.
Right. And that was the prosecuting attorney. So I'm like, if he's defending the, you know, the situation, and I don't care so much about trees and different things. It's that trash. It's the rats. It's the sick animals and stuff like that. So does code enforcement have any more authority now that they report differently? Or are they able to go into a driveway at least and look at the yard, or look at the trash, look at the, like, the health hazard part? Can anybody
I rode by
answer
there
that? I don't know.
yesterday. I ride by there pretty often, and for the first time in years, I could actually see the house,
Right, that's right.
which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad.
Right, exactly.
But-
They're cutting limbs. It's the trash that we're, you know,
I cannot see the pool.
no,
I
you
cannot
can't.
see the pool. There's a tree down, it looks like, in the backyard. But if I understand correctly, Mr. Campbell, our people cannot go in the backyard, is that correct?
Mr. Mayor, generally that's true, but are we talking about this specific property that's subject of the municipal court case?
Well,
'Cause that
yeah,
may-
or I would say any property that has a trash dump on their residential,
Well, they're two totally different things, though.
Okay.
The court
Okay, so
case
this
property, the court may be able to give an officer some authority to go and check to make sure that the property is coming into compliance.
right,
But
so,
under normal circumstances, a code enforcement officer can't just trot into someone's backyard to check it out.
who would recommend to give the authority, I guess? Like, how would that get done?
Are you talking about this?
That property?
That would be the court would be able to do that.
They have to just decide on their own to do that?
Well, yes, I mean,
Okay.
there's some discretion with the judge on what he can order and not order.
Okay. Okay, well, that's all about that. We appreciate
Okay.
some stuff that's happening, so at least there's some movement there.
Okay, we're down
Our
to
other
10
question.
seconds.
Huh, 10
We're down to
seconds?
10 seconds.
Can anybody respond about the animal shelter costing about 3.5 times what any other shelter cost? And is it on borrowed land? And I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's on school board land, and we can use it as long as it's animal shelter. It's the old Horn Lake football field where Alderman Bledsoe used to play. That's how old that property is.
I went there for junior high, so don't be calling it too old.
But you weren't playing on the football field.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Neighbors? Is that? Ms. Neighbors? Is there anyone else who signed up? Is there anyone else?
Is it Nola? N-O-L-E-N?
It might be. Yes, ma'am. What's your first name, ma'am?
Jean.
That's it, I think.
Is that me?
That's you.
Okay, I got 3 questions.
All righty.
First one, do we have a storm shelter down here?
Do we have a storm shelter? You're talking about like South Haven, don't we have, I thought we had one
I'm
over
talking
by the
about
school.
for storms
You
and
do.
things.
We do have one, Mayor.
You do.
It's at the Horn Lake
Elementary.
School on Ridgeway. Behind it, there's a storm shelter building there. It was open the last time. It's
Now,
just
what did you say, Horn Lake Elementary?
the Horn Lake Elementary School.
I'm right across the street from it.
It's right there in that building in the back. It's a storm shelter building built behind the school.
Okay. Okay, now can we get permission to put chickens in our backyard? We need some eggs and we can't afford these prices.
I know what you mean. I think that would be up, I actually saw a thing on television where these people have a business.
Alabama they going wild with it.
The board will have to change it. Then in a normal lot, the answer is no. The board would have to agree to change it. They would have to change it.
Okay, and the third one is cleaning up property.
That's code enforcement. Do you have a particular piece you're talking about?
Yes, this was Willie Parker's house
I don't know where
in Norwood Cove. He just destroyed it.
Miss Belinda,
He's been there 6 months.
could you please? I can't read lips.
I have a case on that house.
Oh, she has a case on that now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Thank you, Miss Belinda.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you. She's like radar. She's always a step ahead, you know, in the old
Okay.
MASH show. That's her.
All right.
Thank you now.
Thank you.
I wish I had an answer more about the chickens. I
Good.
saw a place on TV, this business actually rent a chicken. You rent the coop and they'll give you 1 or 2 chickens.
Yeah, and they also saying this it's a ripoff too.
I didn't see that.
I just want 4 chickens and a rooster. Is all I want.
We had a hen house when I was a kid here in Horn Lake.
Me too. In Pontotoc, Mississippi.
I'm sorry. Well, we're gonna reminisce, but right now you can't have the chickens.
Will y'all think about it?
If they wanna put it on the agenda for the next meeting,
I
I
would
think we
appreciate,
have a chicken fan.
I would appreciate it.
I've been contacted probably 5 or 6 times the last 2 weeks about people that have had chickens for years and they're getting notices to remove them. And it looked like the ordinance changed in '07 where you couldn't have them anymore. I don't know what the reasoning was behind that, but I've been looking at that ordinance, seeing if there's a way to change it. I think usually the complaint is about the roosters making noises. So what I was looking at was changing it where you could have a small coop and a few chickens, as long as they were taken well care of and
Yeah.
there weren't any health issues. So, but it would require a change to the ordinance, and I've been reviewing other ordinances. and
Okay,
stuff.
I got a building and all I
Right,
need is
We're running
the
over, we're running over.
wood. I mean, you know, thank you.
Wait, one question, one serious question.
Oh, the building,
No. Is that bird flu, does it come over to people? Have they decided, does it come over to people? If it comes over to people, then we need to really consider about chickens around people's houses. I don't know if it does or not. I've just seen the issue raised on
I
television.
don't know either.
I don't know. But we need to take that into consideration. Maybe somebody could come up. Mr. Glenn, you animal control, maybe by the next meeting, you could give the board a little background on is it transmittable?
Yes, sure, Mayor. That's not a problem at all. I too have received a lot of calls about chickens and people having them. And I do have experience from the ordinances that were in Memphis, and Alderman Geis is correct. There was a lot of controversy over the rooster and the noise, but there was also controversy over the vermin that can come with having chickens because of the feed. So that has to be considered if the ordinance is going to be modified.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Jean.
Thank you.
Hey, Mayor,
Alderman.
if they're complaining about chickens, wait till they start asking for cows.
Miss Jean, we actually had, animal shelter actually had 2 chickens at one time, and Mr. Halls was gonna adopt them. But unfortunately, one of them decided to fly into a dog coop, so that took care of one of the chickens. All right,
Will they charge a lot of money if you adopt them?
I can't answer, the board has not made a decision. I don't know. All right, moving on down, we're on number 7, Mayor Alderman correspondence. Like all of you, I am thankful we did not get those horrendous storms this afternoon. The wind blew kind of strongly for a while, so I hope everybody's property and people and pets are all nice and safe. Want to again thank the fire department for their outstanding work, all the departments. The citizens have no idea how dedicated our staff is to you and your well-being. And I thank all of y'all for coming out tonight. Alderman Young, did you have anything, sir?
Just one thing, Mayor, if I may.
Yes, sir.
This past Friday and Saturday, Ms. Dupree, my wife, myself, as well as A.J. Linville, we traveled with the Mayor's Youth Council to Hattiesburg for their winter conference and governmental affairs event. It was awesome. I've been with the Mayor's Youth Council, working with them for 4 years, and this is, I don't hesitate to say one bit, this is the best council I believe we've had. And I don't know whether it's because we got 3 people on in their 3rd year and 1 in their 2nd year or what, but they, in their breakout sessions, they really commented on the efforts that MML put forward to have these speakers and everybody come in. We had one student that won, they had a registration. When you signed up for registration, you come in to get your thing, they gave you a card and you signed up and they drew a name for a $1,000 scholarship. Well, one of our young ladies won that $1,000 scholarship. The Mayor's Youth Council is an awful important thing for our future in Horn Lake. So we'll be traveling to Jackson on the 20th of March for a legislative day down there, and they will get to meet the governor. So they're excited about that. Chief, we need to get rid of the boat anchor. You know what I'm talking We had the boat anchor. That's what I called it, was a boat anchor. But thank you, Mayor, for allowing the Youth Council to go and allowing us to go. Thank you very much. I think it's well worth whatever it cost us. Well worth it.
Well, thank you for being there for the Youth Council. Thank Ms. Linville, and then, what is the teacher, Fullerton? Where is she? Ms. Dupree, thank all of y'all for taking your time. And thank the board for your support for the Mayor's Youth Council. Not only verbally, but financially. Thank you. Alderman Dupree, do you have anything, sir?
Yes, sir. I don't know if many of you have noticed the police been out on the streets lately. I've had several calls in the last week asking me why there's so many police officers. I said because they're doing their job. They're out protecting and serving our citizens just like they should. We're finally up to staff, and we actually can get something going for our city, stop the crime, and for the ones who are in doubt, just don't break the law, and they won't stop you. So I say that also for code enforcement. I get calls all the time about how bad they are. Well, you run a stop sign, you get a ticket. If you run a red light, you get a ticket. If you don't take care of your yard, you get a ticket. All you have to do is stay within the law, and everything will be fine. That's what I have, man.
Very well said, sir. Alderman Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to take this time to invite you all out to participate in Read Across America at Horn Lake Intermediate School on Friday at 8:00 a.m. If you would like to volunteer, just let me know. We're reading to our students and celebrating the love of reading. Our fire department, police department, and our mayor have all agreed to come out, so you all are welcome to join us. That was their reminder. Also, next week is spring break for our students in DeSoto County. Please be mindful of the things that kids may be out doing. Be mindful of traffic and just be a little kinder. I can say that, I believe. And if you have small children and children that you know will be at home, put away things that children should not get a hold to. And just be mindful and vigilant for our community.
Thank you. And what time is that Friday, ma'am?
8:00 a.m.
At the intermediate school?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the reminder. Alderman Bostic, do you have anything, sir? Alderman Geis? Alderman Bledsoe?
One thing, if if y'all will, keep my brother in your prayers. He's had a battle with leukemia. He used to be the fire chief here right before Chief Limble was, and he's having a tough battle. So if y'all will, keep him in your prayers, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alderman Klein.
No, sir.
All right. Chief Pullen, do you have anything for the board?
No, sir, Mayor.
Anyone have any questions for Chief Pullen?
I do.
Oh, Alderman Dupree.
You're not gonna retire anytime soon, are you?
No, sir.
So we're not gonna accept your resignation.
Alderman Bledsoe.
And I want to commend your people of being out when everybody's out politicking and stuff, and we see them a lot, and they're doing a great job. So if anybody's saying they're not out, they're not telling you the truth, because I see them pretty regular.
Anyone else? Mr. Box, do you have anything for the board, sir?
I don't have anything tonight, sir.
Anyone questions for Mr. Box? Chief Linville, do you have anything for the board, sir?
Well, I've took up most of the night. The only thing I'll mention is the DeSoto County EMA office. They always post that when the storms are coming. You was asking about a storm shelter. The only one in Horn Lake that was built for a storm shelter is over at Horn Lake Elementary School. It's kind of behind the building. They use it. Mr. Klein can implement that. They have started trying to make sure that's posted when it's open. They also have one at 51 and just north of into South Haven, kind of behind the South Haven precinct, West Precinct. There's a storm building there as well. And then basically each school, like Hernanda, Lewisburg, I want to say there's one at Walls, Lake Carmen.
Walls has a FEMA building also.
Yeah, they're all FEMA buildings, and they're pretty much at each, most of them are all at the elementary school. So during school hours, yeah, they're probably gonna get full of kids, I will give you that. But they are there for the public as well, and they if you wanna take that shelter. But it also, like I said, just kind of watch the internet or the storms. And I know the last time when we had a threat, the EMA office, we've been trying to get them to put it out. A lot of times it comes across the news that the shelters will be open at this time, and they have someone there just to kind of have the doors open for you. So just wanted to let you know that, and you can let other people know as well. But that is where we're at on the, and hopefully we can get another one built in the city. I know that's some talks about trying to get a grant. Maybe put one over by the park someday. They can get one built. But that's where it's at on the FEMA grilling. Yes, sir.
Well, I also want to add that anytime we're doing add-ons to schools, they're now required to be built like storm shelters. At Lake Cormant Middle School, for example, we added 4 classrooms on, and that is a storm shelter, you know. So now it's a requirement anytime we add on to schools that they're built as storm shelters. Runs the cost way up, but hey, it adds additional safety.
Alderman Bledsoe.
And the one thing we can do with our new bulletin boards we got, they can put it on that it's open, and we are having inclement weather coming in. That's why we got those things. So I appreciate it.
The board approved, and Ms. Limbo had a suggestion. There's electronic signs at the entrance to the park off of Tulane and off of Nail. Anyone else have any questions? Alderman Young.
Is there any way, because the police department has been extremely transparent with their weekly updates and all that kind of stuff. Is there any way that the police department or fire department could maybe put something out on Facebook when they're open for these storms, or that they are open? Because other municipalities put it out that the storm shelters and their location, because apparently a lot of our citizens don't know where they are.
I did post the last one on our police department page.
Okay, but they don't, apparently they're not seeing it.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it, because I've had people call me and say, where's our storm shelters? Where's our storm shelters?
Mr. Box.
Yeah, you think it would be advisable maybe to put some kind of a sign on Ridgewood that says this is where the shelter is? Because that's kind of confusing right there to where that would be at.
Because it looks like a school, it's like a school building.
Yeah.
If that's the desire of the board, we can. All right. Who's next down there? Mr. Drew?
Good evening, Mayor. I don't have anything tonight, sir.
How's it coming on the handicap playground equipment? I know the weather's really slowed it down.
It has, but last week they had some good weather. They were able to get out there, and they made some progress on it. So we're still got a ways to go, but the construction is moving along.
Thank you, sir. That's going to be a great thing. Anybody on the board have any questions? Alderman Dupree.
Hey, Drew, the walking trail that's down by the Arc Shop, and it goes back up to 51. It's behind Marion Drive. Could you take a look at that? There's a lot of trash down through there, and maybe finish that out, going out to 51. That would keep some of the kids off of Marion Drive, because they'll walk up and down Marion Drive instead of going down the trails. So it's just a traffic issue as well. You know, the kids might get hurt, or, you know, they want to be on the walking trail, but they can't finish it out.
Yes, sir. We'll take a
Are you talking about taking it to Two-Lane Road?
To Nail. It's
Nail?
It's from where the shop is up to Nail Road.
Okay. Excuse me. I was getting 51 in my mind.
Yes, sir. No, it's Nail.
Highway 51.
It's from the city, the park shop up to Nail Road.
I misunderstood you. I thought you said Highway 51, and I was trying to figure out where it was going. I didn't know. That'd be a nice walk. Anybody else have any questions, Mr. Drew? Mr. Vance, you have anything for the board, sir?
Good evening, Mayor. No, sir, I don't have anything at this time, Mayor.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Vance? Mr. Andrew, good evening to you. Mr. Glenn Andrews, excuse me.
Good evening, sir, and Alderman. I actually have my numbers here on the monitor for you all to see. So these are our end of the month counts. We currently have 104 dogs for adoption. We have 40 that went out that are out in a foster to adopt home. Our cat numbers are looking wonderful right now. We have 24 for adoption, and we have 33 that are in foster homes. During the last month, we picked up 46 dogs that were running at large. We made some accommodations for a few people who brought in who surrendered 6 of their animals. We had 1 animal that was returned from being adopted. We had 5 born in care in our bathroom by little Miss Oreo. And then we had 18 puppies abandoned, and not all together. It was a couple of different litters that were abandoned. I got a call from PD one night and picked up 7 that were left actually right here outside of City Hall on Two-Lane. So that made up 7 of those 18. So that was a total of 76 76 animals that came in. Now, we adopted 30. We returned 15 to their owners. We sent 24 out to rescue groups, and we had 2 that were euthanized for aggression, and we had 4 that were euthanized because they were sick or injured. So our total outcomes were 75. That is 69 positive outcomes, 6 negative, which are going to include those aggressive and injured sick euthanasias, and our community service now. We actually gave out 1,156 pounds of food to 41 separate families who are keeping their animals because we were able to help them pass whatever financial woes they had. The only thing that we ask is that they allow us to put them in our program so that we can spay and neuter their pets so that their financial burden doesn't grow by having unwanted puppies or kittens. To date, we spayed and neutered 15 cats and 3 dogs last month as part of our community program, our low-cost program, which is 100% more than any other city in DeSoto County because no one else is doing this but us. And for February, we took in a grand total of $4,042.78, bringing our year-to-date annual income to $23,825.64. So, what does all this data mean? This means that we had our return to owners, which is usually at about 10%. That's the national average. But we're at 32.6%. So we're beating the national average for finding the homes that the animals are coming from and getting them back to their homes. We're also 93% live release, which means that we are still in the safe zone and considered no kill. We have a few upcoming events, which is bingo, which has been a hit, and they literally gave us every Monday of the month. It started off with just 2 Mondays, but it has been so lucrative for them that they want us to come there every single Monday and play bingo. We had a very, very nice donation last night. I brought Winnie with me, and people just gave him money. So I'll be bringing Winnie for any event that we go to. Texas Roadhouse, we have the 17th and the 18th. We also have Bloom Beyond Limits Mental Health Awareness Night at Horn Lake High School. I wish Miss Wendy had stayed behind because we'll be doing that so that we can talk to the kids about the scientific reason why pets are good for your mental health and how they help you with anxiety and such. I'll also be at Horn Lake High School tomorrow, I'll be there all day tomorrow, meeting with all of the different classes and just talking about what it is to be in the animal field. They invited us. I also have an adoption event at Hollywood Feed in Olive Branch, and that's going to be on Sundays. Again, we will be doing Pet of the Week at Live at 9 on Wednesday. I have a career day at Horn Lake tomorrow. I have 4 work-study interns that were sent to us by DeSoto County High School. We've done something a little different. We don't want them to deal with the animals, so we're giving them administrative tasks, including courses and quizzes. So on their first tour, they are learning how to create spreadsheets, and they'll be doing a test on that. And for the second tour, they're going to be learning how to make a schedule with 10 people using what they've learned for spreadsheets. And the third tour, they'll be learning customer service. So when our students are finished with their 100 hours and we go to their graduation, they're going to go there with new skills that they have to take into the world. And I believe that that's all I have for y'all.
Is that all? That's absolutely amazing. And Mr. Glenn's talking about bingo, and that's at the Lucky Dog
Lucky Dog Cafe
on Silo Square on Monday nights at 7.
at 7 o'clock, and the flyers are over there where the sign-in sheet is.
Sir?
We have flyers over here at the sign-in sheet, so please help yourself and pick up one.
And I know a big asset to the animal shelter sitting right back there in the back. Miss Sonia, thank you for all you do. It makes everything else possible. And Mr. Glenn, and then you forget you're on television sometimes.
Yes. Like I mentioned, we do have a Live at 9 segment that's going to come up, and that's WREG. So we'll be doing that shortly. I think that's, I can't remember which Wednesday it is, but I believe it's 2 Wednesdays from now.
Great report.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone have any questions or comments? Alderman Young.
That's awesome. You still got your kangaroo with you?
Yes, my Winnie is in the back hanging out, and my pouch is on me.
Okay, you got the kangaroo. Okay. He had a puppy in his pouch here. He looked like a kangaroo walking around here.
Is that Winston?
That is Winston. He's my good luck charm. I won bingo last night.
Yeah, that's Winston. Winston's
Sorry?
looks like a squeaky toy.
Where is he?
He is in his little kennel taking a nap.
You ought to bring him up here and let everybody see him.
Okay, I sure will.
Next thing, and I know we got time for this, whatever, but are you working on your pro forma budget that I asked about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And even more importantly, Alderman Young, I think that, when I gave you all this information, I wanted you to really get an understanding of what's happening right now. So I am working on getting you a budget for when we get to the new building, but I really think it's important to look and see how much we are producing from the animal shelter now. And so I think that it would be beneficial if we looked at some adjustments for the current times, for the present, and that would be in the way of maybe some more staff.
Right. Well, that would absolutely help you on your pro forma budget that I'm asking for. You could use that to relate over.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, whatever it, just a guesstimate so we know what's coming up.
Yes, sir.
Be great, thank you.
I want to caution everybody on the board, if you ask for information from a department that's perfectly legal, please do not instruct any city employee what to do. Alderman Bledsoe.
Oh, what about the chickens and the horse? Where are they? I didn't see it on the list.
The what?
The chickens were adopted to a person outside of Horn Lake. We adopted them for $5 each, and the horse was returned home many, many months ago. We did one last check after the horse was returned, and she was doing wonderful. Her name is Kiki.
The gentleman is taking care of her now.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Mr. Andrew, do you have anything for the board?
No, sir, I don't.
Anybody? All right. Ms. Belinda, do you have anything for the board? For those of you who do not know, Ms. Belinda is one of those people everybody likes to dislike. She's head of the code enforcement, and she's doing a great job. It's a new department, and she just got it going. Thank you very much. Mr. Billy, do you have anything for the board?
I do not, Mr. Mayor.
Anybody have any questions? Mr. Billy? All right. We have 2 items for executive session. Do we have a motion to go into closed determination?
Mayor.
I don't know who made the motion. Oh, Mr. Jim, you can't make a motion.
No, sir.
I skipped Mr. Jim, my fault.
Okay. Sorry, yes, I do have something, Mayor. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to report to the board that PATH had sent us some information, and I don't know that you'll want to drive around tonight, but they are still moving forward. Hopefully, we can get them to come in and present here shortly. But they sent us information on some of the conversions that they're looking at in the city. You can see some of the old lights listed above, and then what they're proposing to convert to. And then, some of the options for the decorative lights and what they're going to put in there. They have some of the old options that are currently on the poles, and these are actual pictures from lights from Horn Lake and what they're proposing to be placed on the poles. This is really what I wanted to stop on, and you can't really see that. But a part of this RFI, they have actually installed some of these lights. The top one is Benji and Highland. There's 4 lights there that they've already installed, and if you want to drive around at night and kind of see the difference in the lighting on those streets, so that's at the top left. The top right there is Hurt Road. There's 3 lights there that they have replaced, and hopefully you'll get a good sense of comparison. So the bottom are along Nail Road, the bottom 2 sections on Nail Road, and then Norwood and Kentwood Drive there, where they've replaced a set of 3. So up there on Benji, they replaced 4, and then all the other locations, they replaced 3 lights. So just wanted to bring that to your attention so you can go throughout the city and look at, they want you to see a comparison before they come back before the board. And that was a part of the RFI that they had proposed. So I wanted you to be made aware of that.
Is that on Hurt Road, just south of Goodman Road? Is that what it is, Mr. Jim?
Yes, it is, yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Alderman Klein.
So, Jim, do you know what setting they have them on? Now, I think he said that he's shown the savings on the settings of number 5 or whatever, if you know what I'm talking about here.
He has shown, kind of what the lumens are, but I don't know how that relates to the settings that they proposed. But they are pretty high lumens on these lights that they're putting in. But I will have to find that out.
I was going to say, it'd be nice to know if it's set, midway, to know if we can bring it down or raise it up, But we do have that choice, right?
Yes.
Just use more electricity.
It uses more electricity to go up, but less going down, so.
But, and I can make a copy of, they did a little spreadsheet that shows these streets where they're located, so I can make that for you. But wanted you to be aware of that so you could look at that, and when they come in before, you can have a little more discussion of the lights that they installed. That is all, Mayor.
Anyone have any questions, Mr. Jim? All right. Do we have a motion to go into closed determination?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
I make a motion to go into closed determination.
Do we have a second? Second, Alderman Dupree. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young. Alderman Dupree. Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Klein.
Aye. Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all will excuse us for a while. Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostick.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Mayor,
Alderman Geis.
make a motion to go into executive session for discussions regarding personnel matters in the fire department and discussion regarding the prospective purchase, sale, or leasing of lands.
We have a motion by Alderman Geis. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Bostick. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young. Alderman Dupree. Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostick.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Klein.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse us again.
You know, Mayor?
Do we have a motion to come out of executive session? We have a motion by Alderman Young to come out of executive session. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Geis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree. Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Do we have any motion
Mayor,
resulting from discussions in executive session? Alderman Dupree.
I move to increase the annual paramedic stipend paid to paramedics, pay for paramedics to $6,000 and to pay firefighter paramedics in addition to their regular pay a fixed amount of $37.19 per shift if detailed to an EMS unit, effective March 30th of 2025.
We have a motion by Alderman Dupree. Do we have a second? Second by Alderman Young. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Young. Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Klein.
Aye. Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. There being no other business before this honorable board, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion to adjourn by Alderman Young. Second by Alderman Dupree. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Klein.
Aye.
Alderman Bledsoe. Alderman Geis.
Aye.
Alderman Bostic.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Dupree.
Aye.
Alderman Young.
Motion carries 7 in favor, none opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned.